Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Did Peppermint Patty chase Mr. Ellington?
Yes.
Yes. At some point, did the dog with its teeth connect with Mr. Ellington's person?
Yes, I'm not negating that.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Stop. Is that true? I don't want you to understand. I want you to overstand.
Yes, sir.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. That's not gonna happen. Not up in here, not today. And boom goes the dynamite.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Marcus Ellington claims he needed therapy after a dog attack triggered past trauma and says the defendant didn't control the aggressive canine.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Mr. Ellington is suing Lena Castillo in the amount of $12,478.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Sir, Deputy Thomas. You want $12,478.
Yes, sir.
Why are you entitled to such a large amount, sir? Prove your case.
My name is Marcus Ellington, and growing up, my household was just out of order. It was chaos growing up. And
What was causing the chaos?
well, family matters that I can't speak on in public, but just deep trauma in my upbringing. And one thing that I've been blessed to be able to do is have order in my life. I'm the first to graduate from college. I'm the first to climb the corporate ladder. I work for a startup company that's right beside her dog training facility. And
So you didn't let your past define your future?
I didn't. I didn't.
Good for you.
I didn't. But yet, I still have to revisit trauma that was triggered by a dog that was in their care.
Now, you didn't know Miss Castillo, correct?
No.
You just happened to be in the vicinity because you work in the area, from what I recall.
Right beside the company.
You work right beside where this incident occurred. All right, so you're at work, and Miss Castillo, what were you doing specifically in the area on that particular day and time?
So I was outside with Peppermint Patty. She's the sweetest little dog, truly.
What type of dog is Peppermint Patty?
She is a terrier mix, so she's the cutest little dog. She's 3 years old as well.
And what were you doing with the dog on that particular day?
So in my line of work, I help to rehabilitate these dogs, and a lot of times people bring their dogs.
You're a dog whisperer.
Not quite a dog whisperer, but a trainer. So I help to rehabilitate these dogs.
Why do they need rehabilitation?
Because they have also been through traumatic experiences.
Okay. And so what is your process in terms of what are you doing with them that someone who just has a dog, is it a situation where before someone can have it as a pet, they have to be rehabilitated through you, or who do you,
Right,
explain to me.
so I work with desensitizing the dogs to external forces that might make them feel nervous or threatened, just anything that puts them
And then
into
after
fear.
you work with them, what happens to the dog?
They get sent back home with their owners.
So these are people who pay you to deal with whatever is causing their dogs to not behave.
Yes.
So how long had you had Peppermint Patty?
Only for a few days here, so.
So this was a new situation.
Yes.
And you come in contact with Mr. Ellington. Mr. Ellington,
Actually, he comes in contact with us as we're training. So his office is here, and the dog training facility is right next door.
Okay.
So he was, I guess, going to the cafe on his lunch break, and he has to pass in front of our facility in order to get to the cafe.
Is that true, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you pass by the facility, and what happens?
So as I'm walking out of my building, our company, I did notice that there was a sign that said, "Warning, dogs in training." So I do have a previous history with dogs. This is my second dog bite. So already I'm just super cautious. And as I'm walking out, see the sign, grass area, walk out walk up the sidewalk, closest as I can to the street as possible. I am on the phone. I'm taking a business call as I'm headed to the cafe. And all of a sudden, I feel a sharp pain. I feel something grab my leg and I feel a sharp pain on my leg, and instantly it just sent the shock through my body. So my first reaction was to run, and I took cover, ran straight to the cafe. But as I'm running, the dog is still coming after me and still lunges at me.
Coming up on America's Court.
Was there a cost that you had to incur as a result of the dog bite?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Ooh.
Well, actually, my company did pay for those medical expenses regarding the dog bite.
And later,
Whose idea was it to go jet skiing?
His idea. He woke up with 2 girls in his bed.
What does it have to do with the jet skiing?
They wanted to go jet skiing. He didn't have the cash. He asked me.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Marcus Ellington, who is suing Lena Castillo for emotional distress.
Did Peppermint Patty chase Mr. Ellington?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. At some point, did the dog, with its teeth, connect with Mr. Ellington's person?
Yes. I'm not negating that.
Okay. Was the dog on a leash when that happened?
Yes.
So you did sustain some sort of bite on
Yes,
your
sir.
person. Where exactly, sir?
On my left calf muscle, right below my calf muscle.
You have proof of that?
Yes, sir.
Show that to Deputy Thomas, please. Thank you.
It'll be Exhibit A.
All right. And was there a cost that you had to incur as a result of the dog bite?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Ooh.
Well, actually, my company did pay for those medical expenses regarding the dog bite.
Insurance paid the total amount. So you're not even suing for the medical costs.
No, sir. No, sir. I've also had to go to therapy to recover from this whole incident.
And that therapy that you're talking about for the emotional scars
Yes, sir.
that this dog bite left you,
Yes, sir, which is on the very next page.
to the tune of $9,200. That's a lot of money for therapy. Ooh, that's right in the back of your knee.
Are you looking at Exhibit F?
What else would I be looking at?
So that's actually the first instance that I was telling you about at the top. So
Not the one involving Peppermint Patty,
not the one involving Peppermint Patty.
but the same area of your leg?
This is actually my arm, and I actually do still
Oh, this
have...
is your arm.
Yes, sir. This was a completely different instance, but I brought it as evidence to show that
How long ago had that happened?
a little over 3 years ago.
And the point of you showing me this bite to your arm is to establish what?
Just trying to recover from this because it touched something that I just haven't touched since I was a kid. Like I said at the top, I've had to go to therapy, and it's completely unacceptable. So I brought this to show that this is not the only instance of me doing this, which is what led me to going to therapy in the first place.
You didn't go into therapy after your first bite?
No, I just thought that, you know, I could keep going. I could keep going, which is what I did. But after the second time...
Miss Castillo, I find your statements and your gestures in court to be very off-putting because there seems to be a certain level of being desensitized to what this man is going through.
Well, I don't think any care is being thought of into this dog and why this dog is even at my facility.
Dogs are property. They're not human beings. I know we like to think of them as like family, like a child. They're not. They're property. And anytime we are comparing a human life and a human being with that of a dog, humans always outweigh. So we start there. Second, if a dog bites someone else and they sustain injury, California says you're responsible. Irrespective of history of biting, irrespective of, the circumstances, it's what we call strict liability. You are not the owner of the dog.
Correct. I'm not the owner of the dog.
You were the one who maintained dominion and control over the dog. So how is it that someone of your stature and size would be unable to maintain control over this terrier mix?
I think the harness that day was maybe part of the reason.
Okay.
But
Whose fault
I don't.
is that? Who was the person who put the harness on the dog?
I put the harness on the dog.
Ergo,
but
you are the person at that point as the keeper of this particular animal. And if he's I'm assuming, no, it's a she. If she's on a leash, how is it that you were able to lose control to the point where this dog is chasing him into a cafe?
Well, I think that he got in the proximity and the radius of the dog, and the dog got startled and had fear because
But
the
there
other,
was a
the
bite
previous
before,
3 days, the previous 3 days.
I'm talking. The bite occurred before he retreated to the cafe. The dog, from what you indicated, then followed you to the cafe. If the dog is on a leash, then that means you are also following Mr. Ellington into the cafe, correct?
The dog was pulling the leash, so I had to follow.
You had to follow, or what?
Well, the dog was pulling me.
Got it. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $12,478. Initially, my thought was that seemed excessive, but after hearing the testimony and hearing the callousness that the defendant exhibited in this court, I have no choice but to grant you your full amount, sir. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $12,478.
The dog was brought to me because it was about to be euthanized, and I was doing my best to help this dog.
The physical scarring does not equate to the emotional scarring, and there was no accountability.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
What's the understanding, sir?
This my boy, you got me, I got you. You mentioned he heard the 2 girls, right? One was for them.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. Trevor Mills claims he loaned his friend money during a Miami birthday trip and says the defendant spent it on jet skiing and refused to pay him back. Mr. Mills is suing Kenneth Thomas in the amount of $600.
You want to get $600 from your friend, Mr. Thomas. You feel as though he owes you money.
Correct.
The amount of money represents what?
$600. It represents jet skiing.
And what was the understanding?
So pretty much this. I wake up one day, 3rd day on the trip, right? It's like 9 a.m.
And where are you guys?
Miami.
How long are you there?
4 days.
4 days. Was the understanding that during the 4 days you would be eating, drinking, partying, jet skiing, parasailing, all that stuff?
Not jet skiing, paragliding, parasailing, whatever it's called. Yes, that.
It was my
not
birthday,
jet skiing.
y'all. Come on.
Oh, it was your
It's
birthday?
my birthday. Come on, like.
All right. So you're like, we're gonna go to Miami for a little fun in the sun. The misunderstanding came to the jet skiing.
Yes.
Did you guys go jet skiing?
We went jet skiing.
Who paid for the jet skis?
I paid for jet skiing.
Did you pay under the guise of, you're gonna pay me back?
I texted him. I said, you gotta make sure you pay me back. I was serious about
Whose
that.
idea was it to go jet skiing?
His idea. He woke up with 2 girls in his bed.
What does it have to do with the jet skiing?
They wanted to go jet skiing. He didn't have the cash. He asked me if I could pay for the whole jet skiing thing. Now, mind you.
For the 2 of you or for the 4 of you?
4.
Okay.
Exactly.
So 4 people going jet skiing, that's $75 a pop, and the issue was who's covering the cost?
I'm covering the cost because he's low on cash.
Did you pay for it with cash or a credit card?
Cash.
You paid with cash. You told him, I'm paying for this, but you owe me.
Exactly.
Is that not correct?
Hearsay. Like, we have an understanding here.
It was on.
We
texted
have
each
an
other.
understanding here.
What's the understanding, sir?
This my boy, you got me, I got you. You mentioned he heard the 2 girls, right? One was for them.
Coming up on America's Court.
This is the evidence that you're saying establishes the contractual agreement
Correct.
that a court is supposed to weigh
Written in text.
based
Yeah.
on this foolishness that you guys are calling yourselves using as a form of communication.
That's a professional agreement.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Trevor Mills, who is suing Kenneth Thomas for breach of contract.
Why does he think that you are supposed to pay him back?
Honestly, I'm as confused as you.
You're confused.
I don't know why I'm even here.
So let's unconfuse the situation. Why are you saying that he was supposed to pay you back?
We made an agreement over text message.
You have proof of the text?
Yes, I do.
Show me some evidence, please, quickly. My God.
What is this? Evidence?
D. Thomas,
I
we
thought
like
it was-
this once
I
back in
thought
the
it
day.
was just me.
All right, so we've got a text. In fact, let's see here. Can you pay for the jet ski? I'm a little short. Ski with 2 eyes.
Yep.
You love spending money on women you don't know. That tracks as well.
Exactly.
Now my money, but you know what I will, but you gonna pay. Okay, I can't. Give me a pen and a red balloon. I'm out. Okay. This is the evidence that you're saying establishes the contractual agreement
Correct.
that a court is supposed to weigh
Written in text.
based
Yeah.
on this foolishness that you guys are calling yourselves using as a form of communication.
That's a professional agreement.
What?
Where does it say in here $300 for skiing, for jet skis? Deputy Thomas, give it back to him, please. Show me in that text exchange where the $300 amount is visible and jet skiing for that $300 will be paid back.
It's not there.
It's not there.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
You showed me that because you said, here's my evidence. You showed me evidence of nothing.
I have a bank statement.
The bank statement showing that you withdrew the money? Why would that help me ascertain whether or not he promised to pay you $300? A bank statement. Based on the evidence and the testimony before the court, I'm done here. Your matter is dismissed because you can't establish your burden of proof. And I think I'm good.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Way to ruin our friendship, man.
You broke.
Excuse me?
You trading, you got.
Step outside, gentlemen.
Broke is crazy.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.